Yes. Okay, now for the most exciting part of the evening, which you guys probably will know, I will pick 1 or 2 person to read the profiles, and everybody will go me. Yeah. So who wants? Criteria, you know the criteria, right? I read only 6 or 7 in terms of the profile consistency. Who? 7. I'll read her first, okay? Yeah. So, Elvis, I've not met you before. I think only the last time, so this is the second time. Everything I'm going to say comes from here. Now, it shows that you're going to make big money pretty soon. Yes. Lots of women will throw themselves at you.
No, good idea. Good idea.
Oh, you already have a few women, yeah.
No.
Okay. So on the serious note, right, in terms of ideas, you're a pretty big picture conceptual person. So when left alone, you tend to daydream a lot of things, okay? You tend to think about ideas, don't know really how to get there. That makes you very investigative in nature. So you are pretty like a scientist thinking and trying to find out things lah. But on the other hand, articulating it is a big problem for you. So you may have the ideas, you may sometimes find certain things, but you find it hard to convince people or tell them what's your plan. Now when it comes to putting effort, you're 100%, you're quite a, what we call a craftsman. Now when it comes to time, you're conscious about it, but you let it slip past you. Sometimes you're on time, sometimes you find yourself trying to rush for it, okay? When it comes to determination, you are an idea starter. You start out a lot of ideas. And before you can complete them, or when it gets too complicated, you think of new ideas and then it supersedes the one, okay? Now, on the emotional level, you tend to be quite emotional, okay? Although you're emotional, you're also empathetic to every other people. So this is something which, a lot of people may not know because you keep your emotions inside. You tend to like a lot of things or, understand a lot of things, but you're not able to express yourself. Now, as I always say about the affection, things that you really like, you really must buy it or get it. If not, you can never forget. Things that you really like, especially the ideas, you tend to dwell yourself and lose yourself into that moment, okay? Now, a good friend to many people because you're very empathetical, but what happens is that your close friends are small, your networks are very small, the rest are pretty acquaintance, okay? So the close friends are probably, 3 or 5, the max that you know for quite some time, okay? Now, when it comes to dominance, pretty dominating, okay? So you are quite assertive when it needs to be, but sometimes not being able to articulate it makes you very frustrated at times, okay? When it comes to recognition is in the mid-score, so sometimes you do get affected by what people say of you, so that's why you try your best. You tend to be a good supporting person to every other people. You try not to take lead when possible. And you see people nice and friendly, and you are like, you don't want to play games, you're like an open card lah, okay? So, and in terms of quality, it's a mid-score. Now, when you take in the high and the low and you start to do the, correlation, for example, high attachment, low flexibility. Once you are attached to certain ideas, you try not to change it because you get very uncomfortable. Yet again, the paradox, right? I was telling you guys the word paradox the last session. The Chinese call it 矛盾. The English term for it is paradox. It cancels itself, in your traits lah. So when you're high in attachment and low flexibility, you tend to attach and you try not to take big risks. High in effort, low in flexibility. Things that you're very clear, then you know how to work on it. If it's not clear, for example, the teacher's instructions to you, then you find it hard to work hard on it, okay? Now, things that intrigue you mentally, you are willing to work very hard, especially it triggers to you emotionally. So if you're studying a subject that you have really no interest, with you, also very hard to get you moving. It's not that you're not willing to put in effort, but it's just emotionally or mentally it's not triggering you, right? Okay? So I'll just stop here for a while. So please give a scale 1 to 10. 10 is very accurate, 1 is totally not accurate at all. 9. Okay, good.